Rachel Zegler on the first day of casting. And I just kept looking and looking and looking just as high as Rachel reached that first day.
Oh, honey, Hollywood's seen its fair share of meteoric rises and dramatic downfalls, but this one, whew, it's giving Shakespearean tragedy meets Hollywood mess. Once hailed as the golden girl of the big screen, Rachel Zegler has gone from red carpet royalty to the center of a scandal that has Tinseltown whispering behind velvet ropes. And guess who allegedly started that whisper storm? None other than the legend himself, Steven Spielberg. It all began with a savage rumor that Spielberg privately called Rachel horrible to work with on the set of West Side Story. That's not just your average on-set tension. That's a career-crushing label coming from one of the most beloved directors in cinema history.
They say all you have to do to make your wish come true is let it echo, 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 echo.
It's awful, generic. Never mind that the lyrics make no sense at all. All you have to do to make your dream come true is let it echo. Is it like on a metaphor?
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
Controversy in Snow White. The dwarves have been eliminated in the live action.
Yeah.
Now it's Snow White and the 7 magical beings.
Wait, it's 7 and the magical beings.
Yeah,
They won't even say
magical
and the 7
beings.
dwarves.
No, because they're not dwarves. For right now, that's the only jobs that are there.
Sure, that rumor alone was enough to send shockwaves through the industry. But when the Snow White box office disaster hit, baby, it was like pouring gasoline on a fire. The film flopped so hard it basically wrote itself into the cinematic hall of shame. And who did the industry quietly start blaming? Rachel. In just a matter of months, she spiraled from Hollywood's next big thing to a PR nightmare. Suddenly, that Spielberg rumor didn't seem so far-fetched anymore. People started connecting the dots, and it painted a very, very unflattering portrait.
This is just so typical of the left. The progressives always finding a way to find their way back to doing something not progressive.
They spent $170 million to make the thing, and it had the lowest opening, under $50 million, of any of these live-action Disney remakes that they've ever had.
Now, I'm guessing that she's not married. I'm guessing that she doesn't have kids. The movie is a complete disaster, by the way.
Hardcore.
They're petrified of some kind of backlash.
Disney deleted Someday My Prince Will Come and made a modernized feminist alternative.
Word on the street, Spielberg has been venting to colleagues, and let's just say, he didn't hold back. Allegedly, he found Rachel's attitude on set to be unbearable. Unbearable. Can you imagine being the young starlet given your big break by Spielberg, only to allegedly turn around and challenge him at every step? Sources claim he described her as toxic, difficult, and egotistical. That's not just a diva moment. That's career sabotage. And considering how patient Spielberg is known to be, for him to reach that point, yikes.
So apparently, according to them and according to the writers of Snow White, women can't even want to be in love anymore.
Part of the first, fairy tale ever told.
Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged.
And you know the saying, go woke, get broke, and Disney's going to lose money on this movie, and I believe it only made less than $1 million.
This isn't just about one flop or a few eye rolls on set. No. Behind that glitzy facade lies a web of alleged backstage chaos, diva behavior, and according to insiders, a rising star who might have just burned the biggest bridge in the business. Spielberg, a man who never criticizes publicly, is reportedly dropping private truth bombs. And in a town where whispers travel faster than Ubers, those rumors are making the rounds, and fast.
For remaking the movie, they just got rid of the dwarves. But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group, you just erased that whole.
Broke out with this news, and I'm very, very, very excited and looking forward.
In fact, there's now chatter that Rachel Zegler might be facing the ultimate Hollywood punishment, being blacklisted. You heard that right, that elusive, whispered about blacklist where careers go to die. And if the rumors are true, if Steven Spielberg, the Steven Spielberg, is the one spreading the word, baby, there's no coming back from that.
Who wants a movie about true love? What kind of woman do we want out there seeking true love, Eliana? The outrage.
Have they ever thought about maybe like a little bit of vulnerability study, opposition research, that sort of thing before you go and hire some Zoomer who's a lunatic?
The new Disney boss babe, who is Rachel Zegler, the inverse.
Insiders claim Spielberg told some of the top-tier folks in the industry that Rachel was, quote, an absolute nightmare to work with on West Side Story. Not difficult, not misunderstood, a nightmare, plain and simple. This is the same Spielberg who discovered Drew Barrymore, mentored Christian Bale, and basically molded Tom Hanks into an Oscar-winning icon. He builds stars, he doesn't destroy them. So what on earth did Rachel do to flip that script?
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
You're pretending like Rachel Zegler is the first of them all when she looks like Lord Farquaad in the film.
I sat through the whole thing. This was really bad. It was extremely leftist on every political dimension. Racial politics, sexual politics, class politics, regime politics. Its narrative was cowardly. It was just awful.
Apparently, a lot. She allegedly questioned Spielberg's direction constantly, demanded retakes that only benefited her emotional vibe, and clashed with choreographers who had spent months perfecting their numbers. Even Spielberg, famously calm and composed, reportedly hit a wall. Sources say he tried his best to accommodate her, but eventually he realized he'd made a huge mistake. And the real heartbreak? Spielberg discovered Rachel. He handpicked her from thousands of audition tapes, betting big that she'd be Hollywood's next star. But behind the scenes, sources say she clashed with crew, disrespected the process, and left Spielberg feeling regretful. While he showered praise on Ariana DeBose, his words about Rachel were cold, distant, almost like he couldn't even fake it. Meanwhile, Reddit threads and gossip circles were already buzzing. The so-called Cinderella of Hollywood, allegedly a diva in disguise, clashing with choreographers, challenging direction, and stirring tension on set long before the cameras even rolled. Blind Items at the time hinted at a rising star who refused to redo tough dance scenes, calling herself not an obedient puppet. Another claimed she stormed off set over being asked to show more vulnerability. It sounded like typical diva gossip, until more stories lined up. Rachel allegedly gave wardrobe teams a hard time, nitpicking every outfit and threatening to go public if things didn't suit her. Crew members stayed quiet, at first, but soon a pattern started to form. During press tours, Spielberg's body language toward her? Awkward, cold. Meanwhile, he beamed around Ariana DeBose. Fans noticed the tension. And then came the Snow White train wreck. Disney dropped over $250 million, 0 cents on the live-action remake, hoping Rachel would be their next big princess. Instead, the film tanked. Critics called it soulless and said Rachel's performance felt disconnected, like she didn't even want to be there. And those interviews? Rachel joked about hating the original story, called the prince creepy, and laughed about rewriting it all. Fans felt she disrespected a beloved classic just to seem edgy, and Disney execs panicked. But instead of owning it, Rachel allegedly blamed, yes, really. She claimed the hype for a Minecraft movie stole Snow White's spotlight. Not her performance, not the backlash, not the tone-deaf press tour, just Minecraft. And that's when it all unraveled. The second Rachel's Minecraft excuse hit the internet, it was like tossing a match into a pool of gasoline. The backlash? Immediate and explosive. TikTok turned into a parody playground. People were joking that Rachel would blame Pac-Man next. Twitter was flooded with memes of Minecraft Steve kicking Snow White off her own throne. And Instagram? Oh, it was chaos. One viral meme nailed it. Rachel blaming Minecraft is like Cinderella blaming the stairs for losing her shoe. Girl, look in the mirror? Harsh? Yes, but the internet wasn't wrong. And the shade didn't stop with fans. Insiders, the same ones who once called her Hollywood's next big thing, started backing away, fast. Executives got quiet, projects went cold, because blaming a video game for your film bombing, that's not quirky. That's career sabotage. Meanwhile, Disney's PR team was scrambling behind the scenes. They tried to push for a formal statement, maybe even a sit-down apology, but sources say Rachel wasn't having it. She skipped media stops, canceled appearances, and reportedly told her team she didn't want to dwell on a flop. But Hollywood doesn't forget, and that's where Spielberg's silence hit hardest. This is the man who discovered her, believed in her, fought for her, and now, crickets. No public defense, no reassurance, not even a generic "she's still learning" quote. Just cold, echoing silence. And in this town, that's louder than a headline. In Hollywood, silence speaks volumes, and Spielberg's silence, deafening. People started asking if the rumors weren't true, why wouldn't he defend Rachel? But that was the message. Spielberg didn't need to speak. His silence was the final word. And the industry listened. Directors got cold feet. Casting agents hesitated. Producers labeled her a risk. Because in a town where reputation is currency, no one wants to bet on a scandal magnet. Just a year ago, Rachel was everywhere, hailed as the next Jennifer Lawrence. Now, She's the girl who clashed with Spielberg, dissed Snow White, and blamed Minecraft for her flop. Her fan base is fractured. Her PR team's in crisis. Her next film? Surrounded by doubt, the public has turned, and once that switch flips, it's nearly impossible to win them back. And the kicker? Ariana DeBose, her West Side Story co-star, is thriving. Same set, same director, same movie. One came out golden, the other, not so much.